Welcome to On Campus, where we keep you up to date with everything SMSU. I'm Turi Yistid, your host for today. Let's get into some of the top stories happening on campus. SMSU adds a new position as support for the new agricultural education program continues to grow. Tracy Fink has been named the Director of Marketing, Recruitment, and Outreach for Agricultural Programs. Fink previously worked for SMSU from 1998 to 2004 as a recruiter for a joint ag degree collaboration between SMSU and the University of Minnesota. Fink's duties will include recruitment and promoting of the new ag degree, as well as the 4 other agricultural degrees offered by the university. The agriculture education degree begins this semester at SMSU. SMSU will be hosting the Forensic State Championship Tournament February 21st and 22nd. According to SMSU Today, the events will host about 200 individuals who will be involved in 14 speaking categories, including oral interpretation, public speaking, and debate. Mark Foken, the Director of Forensics here at SMSU, says it will be the first time that the campus has hosted the state tournament since 2007. The tournament will begin at 8 a.m. on Saturday and will conclude with awards Sunday evening. The state tournament will also be free and open to the public. In honor of Black History Month, the Schwann Community Center for Performing Arts will be hosting a play at the Marshall High School. The play, A Closer Look, will be performed by Climb Theater, an educational theater group from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. Their play will be focused on the topic of prejudice, having won the Mission Award for Anti-Racism Initiative in 2014. They also perform and teach over 400 plays and classes at schools throughout the Midwest each year. This event will be free and open for the public this Friday at 7 p.m. at the Marshall High School. The SMSU women's cross-country team is one of the 128 collegiate teams across the nation to earn the academic award from the U.S. Track and Field Cross-Country Coaches Association. While the required GPA is 3.0, the GPA that the girls had was 3.15, while the Maryville women's cross-country team had a GPA of 3.990. The NSIC received second place, which helped the SMSU women's team get to their honor. We here on Campus and KSSU Studios would like to congratulate our cross-country women on a successful season and also receiving this amazing honor. Valentine's Day is only 2 short days away. We set out to find what SMSU students think about Cupid's holidays.
Probably going out to eat because I love food, so.
My favorite part about Valentine's Day would have to be the thought that goes into a good gift and the smile on the face after you give it.
I've always loved Valentine's Day, the whole candy, and it's really cute. I've always just liked it, even as a little kid, even if I didn't have a significant other.
It would have to be those chocolate dough hearts.
Chocolate because it's sweet.
Well, I love the hearts because they have nice messages that make your confidence boost throughout the day.
Probably truffles of any kind because they're good and I can make them at Show Club.
Recess because of the chocolate. I love chocolate.
My least favorite part about Valentine's Day would have to be when it's Valentine's Day and you realize that you forgot to get a present.
The entire holiday because I hate Valentine's Day.
Candy because I really like sweet things. Sugar, my favorite. So.
Love pink.
Oh, I received a coffin from my girlfriend. That was 3 years ago because she knew I loved dressing very corporate, so yeah.
We have Sarah Mills from the upcoming play James and the Giant Peach in the house. Stick around for more on campus.
How far would you go to help someone? Would you go to the end of your driveway? Would you cross a street? Would you cross an ocean? Would you go if you could use your knowledge to teach someone? And in the process, maybe learn something yourself. Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps.
Will I always be working weekends just to stay out of debt?
Is a great college for our kids?
Out of the question?
Is the American dream
Out of our reach?
Not if we can help it. We're the National Endowment for Financial Education, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get smart about their money. Log on to smartaboutmoney.org today and start taking control of your financial life.
And we have Sarah Mills in from the SMSU Theater Department to show us about James and the Giant Peach. Hello, Sarah. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. We're all very excited for opening night next week.
Great. And tell me, what is the story of James and the Giant Peach?
Well, it's about an English boy whose parents tragically die, so he goes to live with his terribly cruel aunts. And then, while suffering under their care, he meets this mysterious stranger who gives him this bag of magic, and he drops it in the garden, and the magic works on this peach, and all of these makes all these insects giant insects. So he and these giant insects run away from his aunts in the giant peach and end up crossing the Atlantic Ocean and coming to New York.
Excellent. And this is the story from Roald Dahl, who, as you know, wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda. So obviously this isn't a hard show to make in terms of the production. So tell me, how are you going to make all these magical things happen?
Well, there's a lot of puppetry and a lot of special effects that we're using. Lighting, sound, we've got lots of projections. I think from an acting standpoint, the puppets and learning how to work with those have been very interesting and very a welcome challenge, actually, because it's something that you don't get to do very often.
Definitely. And tell me, how did you work on these puppets? Were there any specific things?
Well, we actually had a professor come in from a nearby university, come in and do a couple of workshops that we had in joint with the library through a grant. And we got the puppets early on through the rehearsal process, and then with the workshop we learned how to make puppets and how to actually bring them to life instead of just having them be a doll that you carry around.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly is your role within this production?
I'm one of the terrible aunts, and it's really fun because you get to be mean, and that's a great character. But it's a challenge because you want to make the character real while making it funny instead of a caricature of a person.
Mm-hmm. And tell me, how is this giant peach going to be created? How is the SMSU Theater Department going to pull this off?
Well, you'd have to see it to get all of the tricks, but there's this really big platform with 2 tiers, and there's going to be a lot of curtains. At one point in the show, a smaller version of the peach flies in. There's different incarnations of the peach because we see it grow on stage and into the giant peach that is basically the size of a small house. Mm-hmm. And so we get to see through theatrical tricks it go from this big to bigger than this whole room.
Awesome. And since we're talking about James and the Giant Peach, we should probably figure out when those dates are. So can you give me the dates?
Yeah, actually February 19th through the 21st and the 27th through the 28th at 7:30. March 1st at 2. If you're an SMSU student free night is the 19th. That's next Thursday. Dinner theater is those 2 Saturdays. And we're all excited because we go into tech this weekend for it.
Ooh, exciting. And what exactly would the age group be for this kind of show?
All ages. We have a couple of matinees for children, which are nice, but I think it's got enough in it that you can enjoy it for at least its theatricality, even if you are an adult, because it's a good classic tale. Maybe babies wouldn't understand the English because they're too little, but I think you could really bring anybody.
Awesome. And is there any special things that you wanted to add in for James and the Giant Peach, such as what you are most excited about.
I'm actually most excited about, we've got, we're doing 2 special matinee performances exclusively for local area kids, and they're all sold out. So we actually have back-to-back, almost back-to-back-to-back performances one day, and that's an added challenge as a performer to pull that off. But opening night is probably going to be the most nerve-wracking thing ever, because it's always exciting.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. So I have to ask, if your character as one of the horrible aunts were to go on a date with anyone in this world today, who would it be?
Oh, I'm going to pick a fictional character, because Scrooge from The Christmas Carol, because we're both awful people.
And that's all we have from Sarah Mills. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And go and see the show. It'll sound like a really good time. Thank you.
Thanks.
Like all new parents, my husband and I want what's best for our baby. When it came to immunizations, I wanted the facts. So I carefully researched vaccines, talking to pediatricians and other experts and asking tough questions. The answer was obvious. Vaccines like those against measles and influenza are not only a good idea, they could save our daughter's life. Take the time to get the facts. Vaccines save lives.
626,000 investors.
That's how many people SIPC has helped since 1970.
Over $15 billion.
That's how much SIPC has made it possible for investors to recover.
SIPC.
That's the Securities Investor Protection Corporation.
An investor's first line of defense in the unlikely event that a brokerage firm fails.
SIPC, for real people, like me.
And you.
The SMSU Theater Department will proudly present their newest main stage show, James and the Giant Peach. The show, based on a popular children's book by Roald Dahl, is all about a young boy named James who escapes from his evil aunts who joins a group of bugs living in a giant peach. The show will feature various special effects and props, including a presentation of the peach and puppets. The show will be performed on February 19th through 24th, and then on February 26th through March 1st. Student Free Night will be on the 19th. For more information, contact Diana Holmes in the Fine Arts office. Comedian John Cassidy will be at the SMSU on February 19th. Hosted by the Student Activities Committee, the event will feature the comedian as he tells jokes and does various weird things with balloons. He has been on various television shows, such as Live with Regis and Kelly and The Today Show, as well as the Disney Cruise Line. He is also the Guinness World Record holding balloon sculpture with 654 sculpted balloons. The comedian will be performing in the Lower Conference Center from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. For more information, contact the Students Activity Committee. Another comedian will be appearing on the SMSU campus. Chloe Hillard will be here on February 24th. A journalist turned comedian, Hillard comes and entertains audiences through past experiences from her childhood to adulthood and is able to show that can be happiness in everything we are involved in. Hillard has previously written for The Essence and for Village Voice and was a warm-up comedian for the television studies, such as CBS and VH1. Chloe Hillard will be in the Lower Conference Center and will run from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. For more information, contact the Students Activity Committee. Thanks for tuning in to our first edition of On Campus of the Spring. Tune again 3 weeks from now on March 5th when we'll celebrate St. Patrick's Day before heading out on spring break. Until then, keep it real, SMSU.